Making a setting out rod or board allows all the components to be easily marked up with all the component lengths and transition positions, helping to eliminate errors. The Trend Multi-Scribe Pro is perfect for making parallel lines when marking out positions. By using the rod, you can easily mark the main cabinet component lengths before cutting. Grooves and other moulds are also simple to mark using the rod system. A router table ensures accuracy and consistency. With the main components prepped, a simple mark can be made to indicate which parts will receive the pocket holes. Use your material as a gauge to set up the Pro jig. Raise the drilling guides to match the material and set the drill length using the turret. Use the Trend Pro Jig track clamp to secure the jig to the workbench. And drill the carcass rails, paying attention to your reference marks for orientation. Using the extension rods, wider components, like the cabinet base, can be well supported as the pockets are drilled. Clamping a batten as a support across the cabinet prevents screw creep as the screws tighten. Set the back panel into the rail and secure. Then repeat to fix the top rail. A support block keeps the front rail correctly aligned as the screws tighten. Flip the cabinet to assemble the other side. With the base cabinet fully assembled, the face frame can be marked up and cut to size. Use the setting out rod or board to transfer the cut length to the face frame components and cut to length. Lay the components onto the rod to check they are cut correctly and mark the pocket hole positions. Then drill each component ready for assembly. The Trend Pocket Hole face clamp keeps the components flush as you run the screws in. Fix the face frame to the carcass to reveal the finished cabinet and face frame with all the fixings hidden from view. You're now ready to move on to the drawer and door construction. Cut components to size from the rod and lay them out flat. Make a face and edge mark to indicate the inside of the drawer, and make indication marks to show where the pocket holes will be made. Run a groove into each component for the drawer bottom, paying attention to the face and edge mark for correct routing orientation, and dry assemble to check the cut. Drill the pockets into the front and back drawer components. Use the temporary support block method to ensure accurate assembly, sliding the base panel in before fixing the last component. Use the rod to mark out the rails and stiles for the door and cut to size. Check against the rod and then mark for the pockets. Drill the rails for the pockets and dry assemble. Make a face and edge mark to indicate the inside edges of the door. Run a groove for the door panel into each door component and dry assemble with the panel in position. Use the Trend face clamp to keep each part aligned as you screw together. And use the Trend plug cutter to make plugs to cover the pocket holes on the door. glue and tap into position, cutting flush using the trend flush cutting saw once the glue has dried. Sand the plug smooth, leaving the screws hidden below the surface. The trend cabinet hinge template makes fast, perfect recesses for standard 35mm Euro hinges. Packing blocks are needed to set the hardware positions correctly behind the face frame. As these are too wide for the jig, it can easily be stripped down to be used as a standalone jig. This allows thicker material to be drilled, ready for fixing in position to take the door and drawer hardware. Align each packer and fix in place. Fit the drawer runners and check the drawer for fit. Repeat for the door hinge plates and again check for fit. Draw the drawer to take the front and position the front in place using packers to set the correct clearance gap before screwing into place. Make some pockets on the back rail. Then secure the top to the cabinet using the pockets and directly through the front rail. Finally, fit the drawer and doorknobs and check for fit, ready for final finishing. Trend pocket hole jigs for fast and accurate joining of timber and plywood, giving strong instant joints.